the show in 5 seconds. Steal the show in 4 seconds. Steal the show in 3 seconds. Steal the show in 2 seconds. Steal the show.
Everything you're saying about me is true. It is one big conspiracy. I am corrupt. I have twisted the path of UK wrestling to suit my needs and the needs of everybody around me. Where did it all start? Where did it start? I'll tell you exactly where it started. About 2 years ago in my wrestling school in London, a young man walked through the door at the tender age of 19. I looked at him, turned to each and every person around me and said, that young man is going to be a star. He's going to be a champion in wrestling one day. And that young man's name was Hade Vansen. But it didn't quite work out that way, did it, for Hade? And I'll tell you exactly why. You see, instead of embracing him, instead of cheering him like you do with each and every other wrestler that comes into the FWA, you booed him, you jeered him, you didn't get behind him. And I'll tell you exactly why. Because he is each and everything that you sad fans are not. He's articulate, he's intelligent, he's athletic, he's good looking, and he knows what he wants, just like me. Which is exactly why you didn't get behind me as well. You see, I can relate to Hade, and he can relate to me. So him winning the All England title at British Uprising 2, was it a conspiracy? Was it all planned way in ahead? The answer is yes. See, let's think about this. Why oh why would I not help the man that I trained and made become Rookie of the Year? So let's go back a little bit in time. You see, you want answers. I want to give you the answers right now. Who was the one man responsible for getting him the job as security guard at Vendetta 2003? The answer is me. Who was the man that had the power to keep his mic on when he was running down every other wrestler in the company and the management itself? The answer is me. When he came to the FWA fan night at Job Squad and started to try and make a name for himself by slagging off the FWA, who was the wrestler that he decided to start on? Who was involved in that big backstage fight? The answer is me. When he turned up at Hotwired 2003 with a gold ringside ticket, strangely enough from the complimentary section, did you ask yourself who's in charge of that complimentary ticket list? The answer is me. You see, when Zebra Kid phoned in and said he wouldn't make it to Uprising 2 to defend his All England title, who do you think he phoned? The answer is me. And when he got through the security guards at Uprising 2, who had his name, had his photo, he was blacklisted, he wasn't even allowed in the building. How do you think he got in there? Who do you think sneaked him through the back door? I'm not even going to answer that question, because if you don't know it by now, you're all as thick as you look. You see, me and Hade are like this, and that is everybody else over there. You see, Alex Shane and Hade Vansen are here for one reason and one reason only, and that is to do what they want, when they want, where they want with the FWA and British wrestling. See, thanks to my help, Hade is now the All England champion. And there's nothing that you people can do about it. I am the managing director of the FWA, and I shortly will become the top wrestler in UK wrestling once again. You see, myself and Hade are going to infect the FWA with an STD, the likes of which you've never seen. And that is called Shane's Total Domination. Because Ulf Herman tried to get in my way and he's gone. Jody Fleisch would have got in my way and he's gone. Steve Corino, Jack Xavier, Aviv, Maayan, the list goes on and on. There is no one, and I mean no one, that can stop us. You see, me and Hade are starting a whole new chapter in the FWA history books. Conspiracy, corruption, call it what you want, it's fact. And there are two things that you can do about it. That's nothing and like it.
Fans, welcome once again to another episode of FWA TV. As always, I'm your host, John Atkins, and this week we truly have got a packed lineup for you. We will see James Tighe, who's been on a losing streak of late in the FWA, take on US star Loki. We'll also see, as a result of last week's broadcast, one half of the tag team champions in the FWA, the families Paul Travell, take on Simmons in a one-on-one matchup. But we go first to tag team action and the team of the show stealer Alex Shane and his protege Hade Vansen, who will face the pairing of Jack Xavier and Aviv Maayan. Over now to Nick London and Tony Giles.
Alex Shane and Hade Vansen are slightly...
Oh man, so quick. Aviv Maayan goes in with a nice quick roll up and then follows it up with an arm drag and a drop toe hold. See, this is one of the reasons why I think that Alex Shane underestimates Aviv Maayan all the time. It's Aviv's quickness. It's always been his quickness that's taken Alex Shane off guard.
I reckon Aviv Maayan might get a pay cut for that one right there. Alex Shane, however, brings him to the corner, and yet he tags in the South City filler, the man who I affectionately call the Jedi Pimp of the FWA, because quite frankly, according to the women I've spoken to anyway, whether it's in the bedroom or the ring, he always gets the job done, Tony.
Aviv Maayan and Hade Vansen trading chops, and Hade Vansen now firing up the forearms, and Aviv does the very wise thing and rolls out of the way and tags in Jack Xavier. And where's Hade Vansen going? It looks as though Hade Vansen's chickening out. He gets out of the ring, he gets back into the ring. I personally think that Hade Vansen is just frightened to face Jack Xavier after all the history that's gone on between Jack Xavier and Alex Shane. Hade Vansen knows the kind of wrestler that Jack Xavier is. He saw the last man standing match, and if it wasn't for Hade Vansen, Alex Shane would have lost that match.
There's one thing I've learned from cartoons when I was watching them as a young kid. Hade Vansen was playing cat or mouse, but in this case, it was a mouse with the anvil, and he just crushed Jack Xavier. Finally though, Jack's managed to get the advantage, but Hade, too quick, too agile, two peppery kicks right there, whips him off the ropes again, and the rebound, and he's showing his forceful dominance here.
Nice shoulder block there, but Jack Xavier using the trip, and Hade Vansen just runs straight into it. Simple as that, even playing field. Jack Xavier sent Vansen off the ropes, nice drop toe hold, and Vansen square on his face. Jack Xavier picks him up, tags in his partner Aviv Maayan.
Aviv comes in after Jack Xavier tagged him in. Hade Vansen here, a little bit of worry, but no, he takes it to the smaller competitor. But I've got to tell you, normally Aviv Maayan would have that agility advantage, but not when he's in the ring with Hade Vansen, a man who is Alex Shane's protege. Alex Shane is teaching Hade Vansen all the dirty tricks in the ring.
Alex Shane sending Aviv Maayan off the ropes, trying to go for that arm drag there, but Aviv Maayan managed to block and flip out of the move. But Alex Shane, looked like he was going for the choke bomb, but Aviv Maayan springboard DDT plants him on the top of his head in the middle of the ring. Alex Shane is down.
Well, I've got to tell you, Aviv's got his tendency to slip out of these maneuvers and then quickly just grab onto a DDT and plant his opponent. I don't know, there's just something I don't like about it. It's almost creepy.
It's his quickness and his agility that gives him a chance.
It's his sliminess
against people like Alex Shane. Alex Shane is twice the size of Aviv Maayan. It's his agility that helps him. But Hade Vansen on the outside now, holding onto the leg of Aviv Maayan as Alex Shane gets up. Whoa! Alex Shane just pushes Aviv from the top rope, crashing into the guard barrier. That's not right, Nick.
Well, you know what? Fine, it's not right, whatever. But let's be honest, it's a dirty trick which he's learned off Alex Shane, and it's their way of saying, well, you know what? If you're gonna hate Alex Shane, and if you're gonna hate Hade Vansen, you may as well hate them together, because together they are a formidable team, and they are showing it all over Aviv Maayan right now.
That move there, Nick, was definitely the turning point in this match. Ever since Alex has done that, he's been on a dominating role of Aviv Maayan. And you see him, he's just got him in the corner, he's got his boot firmly placed on the neck of Aviv Maayan, just wearing away and saying to the referee, yeah, I've got 5, I'll do whatever he does whatever he wants. It doesn't matter if the referee's there or not.
Well, absolutely, I mean, it is Alex Shane's ring, but give him some credit. He does adhere to the rules in the ring. He did break the hold at the 5 count, but it's, if he wants to throw Aviv Maayan from pillar to post and clothesline the very soul out of him, let him.
What's Hade Vansen doing as well? Yeah, Alex Shane wrestling Aviv Maayan on the inside. You don't need Hade Vansen on the outside taunting you.
Well, it's a tag match. He's got to be on the outside. I mean, Jack Xavier's there.
1, 2, no, with a kick out, a nice hip toss there from Alex Shane. Aviv Maayan down on the match. I mean, the tide has turned well and truly in this match.
Hip toss? Are you watching the same match I am? Cannot believe you, Tony. But let's back to the match. It's Alex Shane with the abdominal stretch, and he is just stretching the muscles of
And you see what he's doing there, Nick, as well. He's using the elbow, rubbing it on the ribcage of Aviv Maayan. It's for that extra bit of damage. And what's he doing?
Look at that! That's
more
right.
The referee needs to open his eyes here and see what's going on. Jack Xavier coming in and trying.
Yeah, he needs to get Jack Xavier out of the ring. Okay, you don't want to worry about Hade.
There was no tag there. There was. Why is the referee?
The referee heard a tag. So he's going to allow it, Tony.
Hade Vansen using the same tactic as Alex Shane there, driving that elbow into Aviv Maayan's abdominal area. It's a very painful movement, the abdominal stretch, basically stretching out your entire side. As Hade Vansen is quite blatantly cheating.
Hade's cheating has come such a long way. I am so impressed with his filthy, dirty tactics.
Nice hip toss there. Aviv, all you need to do is go over there with all your energy. Get over there and make a tag. Jack Xavier comes in fresh, and this is something that
No, Aviv, you want to.
Alex Shane.
No, Aviv, stay away from Jack. Just leave the ring. Walk away. There is no shame whatsoever.
Vansen makes the tag, but Aviv Maayan again cut off, and Alex Shane just pie-facing Jack Xavier on the outside of the ring. Alex Shane picks up Aviv Maayan. Nice body slam there. Nice leg drop combination. 1, 2. Aviv still manages to kick out. Aviv, get to your partner. Make the tag.
Oh, look at Alex Shane. He came in. It was one for Aviv and one for his little buddy on the ringside. But look at this. Quick, constant tags. And it's just, this is the thing. It's just a fresh man in all the time.
Hade Vansen picking up Aviv Maayan. This cannot be good for Maayan as Alex Shane is on the other side of the ring. And he goes for the boot, but yes, Aviv managed to walk out of the way right in time. Ducks the clothesline from Shane. Nice high crossbody, takes Alex Shane down. Now Aviv, get up and tag your partner in this match. If he can make the tag, it will turn the tide, and I'm pretty sure the match can be won.
Aviv got the lucky break, and the fans can sense that he did as well, but note that key word, lucky. He has got lucky.
Aviv's
He's in the wrong corner. What a
Yes, he does, and he tags in Jack. In comes Xavier again. Clothesline now, Shane.
Two clotheslines. Throw, my lord, Jack Xavier, house on fire. Body slam for Shane. Body slam for Vansen. What is going on in this world?
This is something that the team of Vansen and Shane did not need at the moment. A fresh Jack Xavier to come into this match. Shane sloping on the ropes, and Aviv Maayan now springboards off, up and over, manages to land on his feet though. Forearm to Alex Shane, and another dazes Shane, but Shane with a nice blow to the abdomen there, takes Aviv down on the outside of the match. And wow, Nick, look at that. Hade Vansen up and over the top rope. Oh my word! He just sunset flipped Aviv Maayan on the outside. There's Jack Xavier and Alex Shane are firing back now with blows.
He's going for it, but wait, Jack Xavier with a roll. No, wait, Jack Liner. He hit it, my lord, if he can get the cover. Alex Shane might be down for the free, Tony.
Come on, 1.
Kick out,
No, Hade Vansen distracted the referee. Hade Vansen pulled the referee. That was it. It was all over.
Well, this is the mistake that Jack Xavier made. Hade Vansen was at ringside to make sure that the referee was able to, he managed to drag him out. And Jack's hit the ref.
Jack's hit the ref inadvertently as Alex Shane now picks up Jack Xavier going for the one-night stand, but Jack rolled.
Oh, no, he's going for the Xavier-ator.
He hits the Xavier there, but where is the referee?
Well, if you didn't see it, Tony, the referee just got wiped out.
3 count.
It's not all over. You get so excitable. There is no referee. The match is not over yet. And even if the ref was in there, you're going to believe that Alex Shane would have thrown his arm up in the air because he knows he could kick out of anything.
You just saw it. Hade Vansen has just thrown the All England title to Alex Shane. Why? What? Where is
the referee's
Jack
down.
Xavier is on the outside now, trying to revive the referee, get the referee back in the ring and win this match. The team of Xavier and Maayan have already won this match once. What on earth must they do now to finish the match?
Well, all I know is Jack Xavier took his eye off Alex Shane, and he's gonna pay for it right there.
Alex Shane just used the All England title on the head of
I know, it was good, wasn't it?
Back in, so 1,
2, 3.
Oh, yes! Jack Xavier managed to kick out. It took a belt shot from Alex Shane, but still managed to kick out.
I cannot believe what I'm seeing. No!
He's hit it as if from nowhere. Alex Shane is back down on the mat. The referee's in the ring now. Jack, with all your might, go over there and pin Alex Shane.
Gosh darn it, I honestly thought that was the end of the match when Alex Shane connected with the All England Championship. But don't worry, Alex is down, but Hade Vansen is in the house to recuperate the team's effort. Off the ropes, spinning kick, Keep going, Hade. Make me proud. 3 kicks in a row.
A nice
Jack is
enziguri
wheeling.
there. You know, it isn't perfect and effective. A nice spinning heel kick there for Hade Vansen. The point is, Jack Xavier had already won this match. 2, Jack Xavier still kicked out. The match should be over already.
Let me tell you something, Tony. Those series of dominating kicks are the reason why Hade Vansen deserves the All England Championship. I know you think otherwise. I know you believe that he doesn't deserve it. But damn it, he finally defeated the Zebra Kid. He is the All England Champion, whether you like it or not, because he is the champ in name and he has the belt to prove it.
Hade Vansen is the only fresh man in this match.
Whoa, no.
On the offense, but Jack Xavier, he used all of his might, all of his effort. Surely this has to be... What? Alex Shane again is distracting the referee.
Jack hits the rolling release X-Plate.
2,
Kick out.
3, no!
Hade just did it.
I can't believe it. Vansen kicks out the rolling release X-Plate. If Shane hadn't distracted the referee, it would again be all over. Aviv Maayan and Alex Shane fighting on the outside. A nice back body drop there from Aviv Maayan. Aviv, keep Alex out of the ring and let Jack go to work on Hade Vansen. As Jack is now going up to the top. We don't see Jack go here very often, but what we do is always...
my God. He's signaling for a top rope rolling release X-Plex. But Hade, thank goodness, fought out of it. Jack pushed him off. Alex is in. And Shane
Station takes Jack out of the match, but Aviv is on the top rope. Hade is dazed in the ring. Oh my word, Dragon Rana. 1, 2. No, Hade Vansen managed to roll through. Hade Vansen has now picked up Aviv. Aviv's on the shoulder.
Oh, that was beautiful. He turned it into a DDT out of nowhere. Is this it?
2,
3. The South City Thriller just caught Aviv Maayan, reversed the Hurricanrana attempt and just drove him to the mat. Your winners, the All England Champion, Hade Vansen, and his mentor, Alex Shane.
You saw it the way I saw it, Nick. If it wasn't for distracting the referee, belt shots.
What a proud moment for evil people everywhere. They used every dirty tactic in the book. And you know what? They don't care what any of those fans think. It's official. Simmons has no partner. He is looking at probably the most formidable challenge he has ever had in his career. George Castano and Stevie Knight.
Virgil! Why on earth is Virgil here tonight?
It's going to be legendary Simmons and Virgil against George Castano and Stevie Knight. Simmons attacks in. What is Simmons trying?
Into George Castano. He hits the standing shooting star press. That's it. It's all over. Stevie Knight is out for the count. It's the Butler Buster. He's hit it. Simmons and Virgil are the #1 contenders for the FWA Tag Team titles.
On last week's FWA TV, we saw Greg Lambert and the family attempt to recruit Simmons into their fold. However, Simmons made it very clear that his loyalties lay squarely with Hampton Court. Offended by the refusal, Lambert has ordered Paul Travell to face the Butler now in one-on-one action. Back again to Tony and Nick.
Simmons caught the boot up the first time. Second time he walks into an elbow and a double stomp there onto the feet of Paul Travell. Simmons picks him up. Nice body slam there from the Butler.
It might have been basic, but boy was that double stomp on the Tootsies effective.
Simmons signalling now, looks as though he's going to ascend to the top rope. Or maybe we'll see the Butler Buster, Nick. Maybe we'll see it early in this match.
The Butler Buster was the move that won Simmons the #1 contendership, but Simmons seems scared to death going up there.
Well, we don't often see Simmons there.
Double axe handle!
Double axe handle there from Simmons as he goes in with a count. 1, 2, and a kick out from Paul Travell.
Really a wonderful move there from Simmons, and I don't know why he bothers with the corner. He seems absolutely terrified.
Simmons now ascending to the other corner. Well, Nick, it worked once. Why can't it work?
It's just
again?
that, sometimes as successful as Simmons is, he just doesn't look like he belongs in there sometimes.
And that's the reason why Paul Travell saw what was happening, decided to capitalise on it, throws Simmons from one corner to the other, crashing down. It's not nice when you land on your back, Nick, from the top rope.
No, not at all. But you know what? Earlier on, you were talking about the Butler Buster, but what about the sacrificial slam? Paul Travell's maneuver, which has been putting away other competitors as they've defended those tag team titles left, right, and centre.
Travell from the second rope. Sorry to cut you off.
Not a problem.
Second rope, Hurricane Rana goes in for the pin. 2 count, kicks out at the 3. Travell, if Travell would just leave the family, Nick, I honestly believe he would have a much more promising career in the FWA.
You say that, but the last time he didn't have the family, his career wasn't faring too well. In fact, Paul Travell went to some sort of psychotic episode which resulted in the destruction of the hazardous Paul Travell and the rising of the righteous Paul Travell. And now he's been a success, whether you like it or not, on paper, he has been more successful as of late with the tag titles in his grasp.
Simmons squashing Paul Travell in the corner now. Rams him into one turnbuckle, rams him into another, going for the third time's a charm. Is he going to go for the complete set, Nick? Is he going to take him into the 4th corner? No, Paul Travell ducks it. Blow to the abdomen area. Paul Travell setting up now. Clothesline takes the Butler down.
But, Simmons, I applaud his efforts, and he's trying to be entertaining in there, but you don't want to just be entertaining when you're against Paul Travell, because look at it, he's just removed the turnbuckle pad. He's exposed that turnbuckle.
Yeah, and that cannot be... Paul Travell, low blow there, takes Simmons down. I mean, Paul Travell distracted the referee. It was a good tactic. It's something that the family would do. And like I said before, Paul Travell isn't opposed to still using family tactics, and he's done it again, only to inflict more punishment, a thumb to the eye this time on Simmons. This match was going perfectly fine, Nick. I can't understand why Paul Travell would now revert to these tactics once again.
Well, it's just a case of Paul Travell is under pressure to perform. The FWA tag team titles have got to be defended sometime down the line.
For the 3rd time in a row, Simmons has been, low blows, rakes to the eye. What else can Paul Travell do? He's removed the turnbuckle cover for the 4th time now, Nick.
Well, I'm surprised referee Steve Linsky hasn't given Travell a yellow or a red card yet. Another poke to the eye there from Paul Travell. Spinebuster! Trademark maneuver by the righteous one.
And he's going for the pin, but the referee's too busy on the outside repairing Paul Travell's damage.
Yeah, but Greg Lambert let him know what was happening.
And Simmons, he was able to kick out. Nick, if the referee hadn't been distracted, it's quite possible that Paul Travell could be walking out of this match right now the winner. But through his tactics, through his actions, the match is still going ahead.
I hope you're happy, Tony, because the fact of the matter is, a bad guy's cheating, didn't pay
Simmons is trying to skip the cat, Nick, but it was to no avail. Paul Travell saw what was happening. Simmons hanging on for dear life on Paul Travell. Double boots to the back, takes Simmons crashing down to the outside.
I've seen Travell. He is stalking his opponent. He is stalking the wrestler butler that is Simmons.
Oh, Nick, look at that! Paul Travell was going for a wheelbarrow DDT or wheelbarrow maneuver. Simmons wisely backed off just an inch or two, but it was enough to cause Paul Travell to just crash down on the mat to the outside. Now, the Butler Simmons is trying to get back into the ring as Paul Travell blocking him.
That could be a costly mistake there from Paul Travell.
A nice sunset flip there from Simmons, trying to get a quick 3 count on the righteous Paul Travell. Simmons again goes in with a nice schoolboy. Only a 2 count once again from the righteous one. Simmons now setting him up, struggling, trying to get that backslide, Nick, as he goes in now. 1, 2, but Paul Travell dangerously close to the ropes, manages to kick out.
Paul Travell straight onto Simmons, and it looks like he's going for it, Tony. Sacrificial slam, maybe. Do you think?
He hits it, and surely, Nick, it is all over. We just need Paul Travell now.
That is
in for the cover.
1, 2. What is he doing, Tony?
Why would Paul Travell do that, Nick? He had the match won. He pulls Simmons up and says, no, no, no.
There's only one place to find an answer as to why he did that, and it's in Paul Travell's head. And there's one place I don't want to go.
We see Paul Travell on the outside of the ring now, trying to...
He's got toys, Tony!
He's pulled his toys out, and we saw Greg Lambert going over to him, questioning him, asking him what he's doing. He had the match won. Why he would risk doing this, it's beyond me, Nick. It really
He's got
is.
Mr. Pointy in there and everything, and a few other surprises, and there's a steel chair. He is spoiled for choice, and he's going for the chair. Well, why is he doing this, Tony? If he uses that chair, he's going to get disqualified.
I couldn't tell you, Nick. Paul Travell has a crazed look on his face. He's got something in mind, and I have no idea what it is. As you said before, the questions, the answers are in Paul Travell's head.
Well, I I don't know. I mean, obviously the match is coming up late for the FWA Tag Team titles involving Simmons. Wait, Buster! He just hit it, Tony, and that is it. 2, 3.
3 count. We saw Paul Travell arguing with Greg the Truth Lambert there, the manager of the family. This led to Paul Travell losing the match because of that interference there between Paul Travell and Greg the Truth Lambert. Simmons able to hit the Butler Buster and walks out the winner of the match.
Absolutely tragic. Paul Travell was arguing with Greg the Truth Lambert. Been a lot of dissension there as of late. He pushed him off the apron, turns around, Butler Buster, 1, 2, 3, and what a horrendously bad omen for Paul Travell, because as we know, the family are going to be defending, and they know they're going to have to face Simmons. But who's his partner going to be? Duke of Danger or Birchall?
Over the last several weeks here on FWA TV, we've seen James Tighe, a great young athlete, come out on the losing end of matches against the likes of Sonjay Dutt, CM Punk and Mark 5-star Belton. Will his losing trend be reversed tonight as he faces top US star Loki in this evening's main event?
Such a dangerous combination that Loki brings. He's taking James down with that, and look at that hold. He's going with a cross armbar, but James, luckily, got to the ring ropes.
You know, Loki well known for his submission skills wrestling, but we cannot count James Tighe out, a graduate of the FWA Academy down in Portsmouth. Now, we've seen this from Loki before, Nick.
The defense shoot position.
That's right,
I've seen it myself before.
He stays grounded to the mat, basically using his legs to block and his arms to grab you, take you down and inflict as much punishment as possible. He's dangerously getting closer to James Tighe. James Tighe's not backing away, but Loki is bringing it to him at the moment.
If James smart, he won't fall into this trap, but James is going to try his luck, and Loki taking him down. However, James was able to stay out of the legs of Loki, but not for long. Loki has managed to completely isolate the legs there of James Tighe, and now Loki able to get that double chicken wing-esque maneuver.
He's got the chicken wing on James Tighe, and his legs are tied up as well. I mean, straight away in the opening minutes of this match, Loki's got him in a submission predicament. Now rolls him over, trying to get him in a pinning predicament as well. But James Tighe wisely getting his shoulders off the mat. Loki bringing it to James Tighe in the very early stage of this match. Looks like he's looking for that submission victory early, Nick.
Well, absolutely. I mean, he's also just wearing down James Tighe. I mean, this is the thing. This is what Loki does. Obviously, very strong competitor there, able to deadlift James Tighe and drop him down. But this is what Loki brings to the dance. Phenomenal technical ability. And then when the match quickens, when the match pace gets really going, he's going to bring out those kicks that will win the man silly.
And we know to look out for Loki's kicks, Loki's chops, the key crusher finisher and the dragon punch. If he can hit any combo of those type of moves, it's going to be all over for James Tighe.
Good grief, Tony! Look at that technique right there. Illegal use of the ropes may be, but my goodness, that could very well cost James Tighe this match, considering that might have injured a body part of James Tighe, which will now cause him to lag throughout the whole contest.
James Tighe backing Loki into the corner, trying to get the advantage, but Loki uses this to his advantage, climbing up the ropes, getting a cross arm breaker over the top rope. The move had to be held, but Nick, for the time that he was in the position, James Tighe, the damage had to be done. Both men in a nice tight lock up there. Neither man gaining the advantage, but James Tighe takes Loki down.
Well, Loki went from the shoot-esque techniques there to more pro wrestling in style, and James Tighe's taking advantage, and he's looking for his own cross armbar. Will he get it? He's bringing Loki's game himself, but Loki's just blocking it.
Loki is holding onto his own wrist there, making sure that James cannot get the hold effectively, but James using his foot breaks the hold, gets the submission, but Loki very near the ropes, knows where he is at all times in that ring, manages to break the hold.
I thought James Tighe had no chance in hell of actually getting that move. Loki had a very strong butcher's grip there. There was no way you can typically break that, but James Tighe, very strong, very powerful. He's had a healthy interest in bodybuilding, and it has allowed him to be so strong that he was able to break that butcher's grip and apply that hold. And now it looks like James Tighe is going to try and use this strength that I've just mentioned in this test of strength opportunity here.
We go for a Roman knuckle lock, and Loki's driven down to the mat, but using his head and neck to bridge up so that his shoulders are not pinned to the mat. James Tighe needs to get as much body weight onto Loki as he can, but Loki is firing back, using that head as a block, to block James Tighe. Now Loki's trying to fight James Tighe down and get the same predicament on him.
Well, that was one of the best bridges I've seen since commentating. Loki's bridge was just awesome technique, but James Tighe there, when he lacks in technique from Loki's standards, he more than brings with pure strength. And I don't like the look of those kicks that he was using there, Tony.
This is what I was talking about, Nick. Loki using all his body weight onto James Tighe. Now Loki just basically driving his knee into the jawline of James Tighe, keeping him grounded, keeping him on that mat. Now Loki, I'm not sure what he's going to go for from here, Nick. But James Tighe needs to fight out of this, because the longer he's on the mat, the more opportunity Loki has to go for the pin. James Tighe manages to block, monkey flip Loki over, breaks the hold, Loki goes to the outside.
Let us not forget James Tighe, very agile young man, and he showed it right there with that monkey flip. And I think Loki was a little surprised. No doubt, Loki will be one of those kind of competitors who will look at his opponent and think, well, telling from your body build, you're obviously a very strong guy. However, the agility that James Tighe just brought to the dance right there, Loki was not expecting it, because you just can't read that from an opponent.
True, Nick, as both men now going in for the lock up again, but both men are very cautious. James Tighe obviously has done his research on Loki, and Loki obviously has on James Tighe as well. James Tighe with a nice roll through leg lock there, but Loki uses those kick, Nick, as much an advantage as I've ever seen any wrestler use, and James Tighe backing away from it. He doesn't want any part of Loki's kicks.
Well, James Tighe using a very trademark roll through leg grab there, as you noted. But that's it, Loki, with a kick, which he is famed for, which he is infamous for, I might add. He's able to break the hold, and now Loki is bringing this striking profession of his to the game.
The knife edge chops there, nice snapmare. Loki goes down, nice Muteresque elbow there into the jawline of James Tighe, and as the fans basically show their appreciation for Loki. Only a 1 count there. It's too early to count James Tighe out, but more chops, Nick, more elbows, and more kicks, and we'll see Loki walk out of here the victor.
Well, more chops like that. I hope not for James's sake. Very tight triangle hold right there. This will obviously put the pressure around the neck of James Tighe, obviously cutting the blood supply off from the brain. If he doesn't knock him out here, if he doesn't black out, regardless, James Tighe will be groggy for a good 5 minutes after this hold is released.
Nick, we've seen so far Loki use the jaw, use the head, use the neck, and think about it, Loki's 2 finishes, the Dragon Clutch and the Key Crusher. Both of those moves injure the neck. It looks as though Loki is setting up for the for his finisher.
I've seen both the Key Crusher and the Key Clutch, and they are both sickening manoeuvres, and I'm quite surprised that they're legal, quite frankly. James Tighe there, he's working on the neck himself, but Loki able to break it away, but James will not be denied. He's got it the 3rd time, the 4th time.
Wow, nicely done there. Frontside chancery thrown into a suplex, and James Tighe mocking Loki there. To be perfectly honest, that is not something you want to do. You do not want to annoy Loki in that ring. James Tighe goes to the roll through the nice pin, but only a 1 count.
Well, there's another man who has almost faced the wrath of Loki, and that's referee Steve Linsky. Interesting little bit of trivial note here. So Steve Linsky was the referee that ruled his match versus Flash Barker and Loki as a draw. No doubt Loki will not have forgotten that. And if you look in the face of Steve Linsky, you will notice just a little bit of fear there. He will want to crown a winner here tonight, I can almost guarantee.
Look at what James Tighe is doing, Nick. He's got the knee firmly in the square of Loki's back, using his head, using whatever he can to make that reverse chin lock as effective as possible.
He's trying to find the leverage wherever he can find it, and he's finding it pretty well, I think.
He's driving those knees well into the back of Loki, trying to drive the air out of Loki's back, but Loki there, with a nice capo kick, takes James Tighe, well, basically hits him on the square of the head, takes James Tighe back into the corner.
That's why Loki is so dangerous. Whether he's got the hold or whether the hold's on him, he'll just throw a kick in there, just for giggles, quite frankly, and his opponent's in trouble. However, James, thankfully, able to recover. Nice little grab it right there, or a front headlock, and he's putting the pressure on tight. This is the British pro wrestling style that James has had fantastic success replicating. That's I was about to say has made him so successful, but as we have seen this competitive year, James not been very lucky in that ring.
Maybe this is the match though, Nick, that could turn it all round, and a win against Loki would definitely send his star higher on the FWA roster. Loki there managing to break the hold, but James Tighe at every opportunity is using that British wrestling background and trying to ground Loki, trying to get him down on the mat. James Tighe now beating Loki to get up. I'm not sure if this is the right kind of strategy that James Tighe should be using, but at the moment, Nick, to be honest, it is being quite effective.
Well, he whips off Loki off the ropes. Let's see where he goes. It nice back elbow there. James desperate to keep the pressure on here. Solid leg drop. Cover. 2. Oh, but only just a 2. I mean, after all, these men really desperate to get a win. They've been kicking out of ones and a bit.
James Tighe picks up Loki, sends him down snapmare, and again goes back to a simple submission.
That is gorgeous.
Look at what he's doing, Nick. He's doing the same thing that Loki was doing to him, working on the head and neck area. The amount of pressure that's put on the back of your neck is excruciating. And James Tighe as well, there's an arm going free. He's going to use that as well.
Well, I really can't see how Loki can get out of this maneuver. His arms have been isolated. The pressure is strongly on his neck. Loki's best chance is to reach those ropes, and he barely does it. The tips of his tootsies gets to the bottom rope, and James is going to have to let go, and he does fairly and honestly.
James Tighe breaking the hold, but he's not, he's like a shark that smells blood in the water. He can see that it's working. He's wearing down Loki, and he's going back to those simple, effective submission maneuvers. A nice few forearms there into the corner. Whips Loki out of the corner. Loki crashes in. James Tighe, a nice running clothesline. Basically driving the air out of Loki, Nick. When you're up against those turnbuckles, you've got nowhere to go. The full force of James Tighe is hitting your chest, driving the air out of you.
Well, I know, it's just a car crash almost. All the momentum goes one way. James Tighe whipping off Loki again. Loki reverses. Oh, but James throws him to the outside. So beautiful technique. James is just going to get ugly now. Now, going back on the point that you were mentioning earlier, Tony, if, a little part of me, and I do mean a little part of me, wants James Tighe to win because...
Nick, look at that! Just with a nice front kick. James Tighe may be going for a dive. I don't know what he had planned, but Loki saw what was coming and wanted no part of it. Straight kick to the top of James Tighe's head.
You can hear the fans, they really dig that.
Nick, look, you can see the sweat flying. You can hear it ringing through the crowd. Loki is annoyed and he is taking it out on James Tighe. Snapmare and a stiff kick to the back of James Tighe.
You can actually see the force of that kick ripple through James Tighe's body, and you can see the welts beginning to appear on the chest of James Tighe. He is being almost made an example here by Loki. Now, quickly going back to a point I was trying to bring up earlier, a little part of me wants James Tighe to win, because think about it, a victory over Loki. All the fans and all the management would instantly forget all the past losses. A victory over Loki is a guaranteed way to get back to the top of the ladder, not just in this company, not just in this country, but think about the worldwide implications.
Oh, Nick, look at that. A nice kick to the... The second kick square on James Tighe's face. Nick, Loki is obviously very angry, and the crowd are asking for one more, and it looks as though Loki's about to give them what they want.
I want to apologise. I think I was counting my eggs before they were hatched to me. James Tighe was looking really strong, and he is again now, managing to catch the leg and whip him down. But look at James, unable to capitalise. Both men are bringing the same game plan here. They're working on the neck, they're working on the chin, they're working on the head, they're working on that general area. No doubt Loki, as you mentioned, will be setting up for the key clutch, or possibly that key clutch, thank you. But as for James Tighe, I'm not quite sure. Maybe he's just trying to bring a game of, well, whatever you can do, I can do better. But is that really a wise game? You want to play with Loki when he brings offense like that?
When we've seen James Tighe go for a submission offense, Nick, but remember, we're only one Titanic away from James Tighe walking out the victory. And I think Loki knows this, because he is firing back now on all that he has left with those knife-edge chops reddening up the chest of James Tighe. James Tighe sets Loki up on the ropes, whips him off. Loki reverses and hits that chop, and the momentum sends James Tighe down. I would give anything, Nick, to be as far away from Loki as humanly possible
James
now.
does not look like he wants to be in there. And Loki now with a thundering forearm off the ropes. And you just gotta believe that James Tighe wished he was back in his mother's bosom, back in Chichester, because Loki truly has just wailed away on Loki.
Oh, nice capo kick there. Takes James Tighe down. I mean, Nick, you can see the reddening and the welts on James Tighe's chest. I don't think out of all the matches I've seen James Tighe in, and it's been quite a few, I've ever seen punishment like this. Loki with a nice springboard kick to the top of James Tighe's head there.
Well, let's be honest with this, Tony. Alright, let us be completely blunt. This is not a wrestling match. This is becoming a massacre. If this was a demolition derby, then Loki is some sort of monstrous diesel truck, and James Tighe is merely a mini.
It's true, Nick. I happen to agree with you there. Loki setting James Tighe up now. It looks like he's maybe, if he's setting him up, this is either going to be the key crusher or the crush rush. Whatever it is, it's not going to be good for James Tighe. James Tighe sensed that and sent Loki crashing into the turnbuckles. James Tighe, though, setting up. It looks like he's just signaled for a moonsault, Nick.
Well, it's hit or miss. After all, if he can hit a high-flying maneuver here, it would allow him to get the advantage. But I speak too much because Loki.
Oh, Nick.
Oh, good
This
God.
is not going to be good,
James
Nick.
Tighe is gonna die.
Oh my word!
One
The
kick.
force of that, Nick, on James
Kick.
Tighe.
He is going for a third, there's no doubt about it. All good things come in threes, and this will be the best third kick, no doubt we'll have seen in an FWA ring.
Oh, but wait, Nick, James Tighe trying to fight out. Look at the
good
force of those kicks.
Mercy.
Loki setting James Tighe up there. No, he signaled for it. It's the Dragon Clutch, Nick, using the turnbuckles to his
An
advantage.
illegal variation of it, I might add. Referee Steve Linsky counting that 5. Key really needs to let go or he will be disqualified.
Nick, he's broken the hole, but the damage has to have been done. Now's the time. Key goes in for the pin. Oh, and James still managing to kick out with some authority, I might add.
You gotta believe that it's minutes away from being a conclusion. Can James Tighe, has he got anything left in the tank to possibly pull off a Titanic and get the victory over Loki? I'm not quite sure, but maybe he has. Double underhook driver. James hits it. It's tight. It's tight.
Thrown. No, Loki there. Very nicely jumped from James Tighe. James Tighe proving there is still life, there is still fighting him. He has taken a lot of punishment, but he is not going to take it anymore. James Tighe is in control now, and he's going to need to keep it this way, Nick, if he plans to walk out here with the victory. Look at the welts. You just saw it, the welts.
And I was in pain. I was having sympathy pains for our champion.
But Nick, wait, here we go. Here we go. He's setting him up. But Loki using the knee, the top of James Tighe's head. Loki fighting desperately out. And Loki now, is he going for it? He's setting up again for that Dragon Clutch, but James Tighe wants no part of it.
He was going for the goal! He was desperate to get the key clutch again, but Loki, well, he's got it this time. James is trying to fight it though. Loki is desperate to get his key clutch. Double arm suplex there. He caught it. Oh, wow!
Into a German suplex, signature move of James Tighe. Takes Loki from one side of the ring to the other. You can hear the fans. They are in firm appreciation of James Tighe and Loki's efforts inside the squared circle.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Loki ain't in Kansas anymore. In fact, he's in the middle of London facing James Tighe, who just hit him with an awesome German suplex. The cover.
At the last second, Nick, Loki managed to kick out.
Managed to sliver out of there. I honestly thought that James Tighe, his chances were gone, but now it's looking very promising for this young man. He is desperate to get this victory. He is desperate to capture the hearts and the imaginations of the FWA fans, and it looks like slowly but surely he is setting up for the formidable Titanic. Or Loki wisely dropping to his knees, shifting his weight so James can't get it. But James will not be denied, and it looks like formidable Titanic.
No, but Loki, Nick manages to reverse the move and goes in with a Dragon Clutch again. And capo kick, rolling capo kick to the back of James Tighe, and he's gone in with again the Dragon Clutch.
He's been trying to get this all throughout the match, Tony. He's finally got it locked in.
If he can get it, the look on James Tighe's face, you can see the air escaping from his body. How much longer can James Tighe hold on for?
A small glint of hope, Tony. He will not tap. He is refusing to tap. But will he? Steve Linsky is there. If he does, James does not want to lose. His heart is too proud.
Loki has the move securely on. There is nowhere for James Tighe to go. The referee is checking on it, making sure it's not a chokehold. The referee's ringing the bell. James Tighe's out, Nick. James Tighe is out. James Tighe has suffered another loss. this time at the hands of Loki.
Whether you want to consider it a referee's discretional call, or whether it was because he felt that James Tighe was just legitimately knocked out, which looks like to be the case. Regardless, James Tighe, another loss to his record, 5 losses in a row. What has happened to the mighty James Tighe? The man who at one point was just so promising has just been on a frightening downward spiral to oblivion.
Loki walks out of London tonight, Nick, with his first victory in the FWA. Hopefully the first of many. We hope to see Loki back in the FWA sometime soon. But you saw the punishment that James Tighe took in this match, Nick. It may be another loss, but it just goes to show that James Tighe has the heart, the fight, and the tenacity to belong in the FWA.
Loki often says, you know what, there's not much you can do. All you can be is be ready. And obviously James Tighe just wasn't ready enough.
Fans, once again, we are out of time. The clock has beaten us. But be sure to join us next week for another action-packed episode of FWA TV. As always, I've been your host, John Atkins, and until next time, we'll see you ringside.